Now let's see how we can connect a bank account to QuickBooks Online. From the home page, go to All Apps, then open the Accounting section. Under Accounting, click Bank Transactions. This section is used to connect bank accounts and review bank transactions inside QuickBooks. Since we are using a QuickBooks sample company, some bank accounts may already appear connected for demonstration purposes. To connect a new bank account, click the Link Account button in the top right corner. QuickBooks will then guide us through the connection process. Usually, we need to sign into our online banking account and authorize QuickBooks to access the transaction data. Depending on the bank, there may also be verification steps before the account is fully connected. Once the bank account is linked successfully, it will appear on the bank transactions dashboard. At the top of the screen, we will see account cards for different accounts, such as checking accounts, savings accounts, or credit cards. Each card shows a summary of the account, including the current balance and the number of transactions that need attention. For example, if we see a number like 25 on the checking account card, that usually means there are 25 transactions that still need to be reviewed or categorized. When we click on one of these account cards, QuickBooks displays the transactions related to that account. We will also see different tabs such as for Pending, Posted, and Excluded. The Pending tab contains transactions that QuickBooks imported from the bank but have not yet been processed. The Posted tab shows transactions that have already been reviewed and posted to the accounting records. The Excluded tab contains transactions that were intentionally excluded from the books. At the top of the page, there is also an Update button. This button refreshes the connection and downloads the latest transactions from the bank. Now let's see how transaction categorization works. When QuickBooks imports transactions from the bank, some transactions may not yet have a category assigned. If we click on a transaction, QuickBooks opens a detailed form where we can review and categorize it. There are usually options such as Match and Categorize. The Match option is used when QuickBooks finds an existing transaction in the system that may already correspond to the bank transaction. For example, a previously recorded invoice payment or expense. The Categorize option is used when we want to create a new accounting entry directly from the bank transaction. When categorizing a transaction, we can choose the transaction type, such as expense, deposit, transfer, or sales receipt. We can also select the customer, vendor, account category, or product and service related to the transaction. For example, if money was deposited into the bank account from a customer payment, we might categorize it as a deposit and assign it to a sales or income account. This helps QuickBooks organize the transaction correctly in the accounting records. After reviewing and categorizing the transaction, we click the Post button to record it into QuickBooks. QuickBooks may also provide a split option. The split feature is used when a single bank transaction needs to be divided into multiple categories or accounts. For example, one payment might include both office supplies and utility expenses. In that case, the transaction can be split into separate accounting categories. Another useful feature is Create Rule. Rules allow QuickBooks to automatically categorize transactions in the future. When we click Create Rule, QuickBooks opens a side panel where we can define the rule conditions. For example, we can create a rule that says whenever money comes into the checking account and the description contains a specific customer name, QuickBooks should automatically categorize it as a deposit into a sales income account. We can also specify the transaction type, category, date, or other details. Once the rule is saved, QuickBooks can automatically process similar transactions in the future, which saves time. After we categorize and add a transaction, the number of transactions waiting for review decreases. For example, if there were 25 transactions waiting earlier, After adding one transaction, the number may reduce to 24. If we switch to the Categorize tab, we will see the transaction that we just processed. So this is how bank accounts are connected. Transactions are reviewed, and bank transactions are categorized in QuickBooks Online.